Mexico City, largest city in the Americas, is beautiful as it is exhausting. 21 million inhabitants, economic and cultural heart of the country in a high-risk earthquake region. Eyes lowered, everyone seeks to follow his personal dream in life. Hardly anyone looks upwards. Yet it is precisely there that spectacular things are happening, and not just sportive things. An inspiring building, one setting records, the highest in the country, a challenge, and one he tackled. Benjamin Romano, the architect who masterminded the Torre Reforma.
I think that the vernacular architecture is very important. It's very important to understand that the vernacular architecture of any place, it is a cumulative amount of information that the natives have been acquiring. So the moment that you start a building, you have to understand the site and the city and take from that vernacular architecture items all what you need to develop the project.
The 57 stories of the Torre rise up to a height of 246 meters. It stands on Mexico's famous boulevard, the Paseo de la Reforma, which lent it its name. Here, money and power are cast in architecture. The tower, a constructed area of 77,000 square meters, housing offices and businesses. How small are, by comparison, the 4,500 people who work in the Torre? The architect disagrees.
You can see the lobby, the entrance. It's a very high entrance with gold walls, so they feel themselves like important people. The moment that you enter your cluster, you are in a small building with your own garden, with your own people. You interact with them. It makes this sense different of scale. Like if you start bigger and then you go smaller and smaller and smaller, and then when you go out, again, bigger, and then you go to the city.
So what does the skyscraper, which the locals have nicknamed Tetris, give back to the city?
I think that what I gave is proud. And maybe it's a very silly answer, but why I say proud? Because the other towers are American towers, designed by American people. And this is a Mexican tower, yes, designed by a Mexican architect, but it looks Mexican. It is a building that talks about the roots, their history. So I think that what I gave is this sense of Mexicanity, and I like that very much.
Mexicanity includes the everyday risk of earthquakes. The city is built on a swampy ground, the lake of the ancient Tenochtitlan. The Torre Reforma passed its stress test in 2017. The massive quake directly below the city hit 7.1 on the Richter scale.
I was facing this building, and the building was moving beautifully, like with a good rhythm. I don't know if you are aware, but buildings have a good movement or a bad movement. And I saw that the building was moving properly.
And the building has another surprise for us in store. Not only does it stand on a site with a vast history, but history is actually packed into it. A legendary town villa dating from 1929. Initially, the neo-Gothic beauties simply stood in the way. The solution? It was temporarily slid to one side. A masterpiece of engineering, no doubt creating many a headache.
We understood that we needed a tray to display the house. Like the barman that is going with a tray full of glasses and bottles, which, by the way, we saw that tray in the site because it was a nightclub. Since day one, I was so enthusiastic with this idea of moving the house that I never gave me the opportunity to thought that it was going to be a disgrace.
Romano and his young team were under real pressure to innovate and meet high expectations. They promised the Torre would achieve 100% recycled wastewater and rainwater, along with 24% better energy efficiency than the average, and only 2/3 of the construction money that comparable new buildings in the neighborhood cost. The fully automated car park can house almost 500 vehicles. The objective? An intelligent building that largely manages itself. So what exactly is good architecture?
Architecture, in my opinion, is not art, it's not about inspiration. It's about reading the context, reading the program, reading the flow of things within the building. To me, that's architecture. Architecture is not an inspiration, it's a technician.
For all the architect's modesty, Torre Reforma offers truly high-profile views. Views through it and into it. And even in the most private nooks, there's a view of the big picture. An obelisk of the future and a powerful statement in a marvelous city. Felicidades, Benjamin Romano.